Hello there, my name is Em, and I would like to welcome you to this Nautical Twist episode. For this episode, I wanted to share, well, first of all, I want to straighten up this camera. I'm like leaning to the side. For this episode, I wanted to share like a little interaction that I was recently reminded of. So I was talking with somebody about just some of the news and different things that have been going on, and somebody else like overheard, and they were like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like you shouldn't be talking about this. Don't let this bother you. You just need to do what you do. Don't worry about the news or what's going on. Just do your thing." And maybe a lot of us have heard this or said this or whatever, and for me, I understand the concept of like, not letting what's going on overwhelm you to the point that it almost paralyzes you, or just ends up causing a deeper depression, because we all know how the news makes us feel and how it's set to make us feel. But also, I mean, just the facts of the situation are not pleasant right now, although getting better. But to me, it was interesting just because I said to them, I was like, well, I have to have some level of awareness of what's going on. And I also have to allow myself to react to what's going on. So if I hear something, and this I apply on so many different things, I have to allow myself to react. If I'm upset, I have to allow myself to feel that fully. If I'm panicking, and as unhealthy as that is, and I'm not saying that this is something other people should do, but for me, I have to allow myself to panic. I'm not going to do anything crazy in the midst of panicking, but I will allow my mind to fully express what it's going to feel anyway, because I'm not able to just leave. I can't just push certain thoughts aside without addressing them to some extent. So I have to allow myself to react fully in the best way that I can. And then after I've kind of let it out of my system, like, oh, the world is ending, it's over, where we going, this done. After having a freak out moment, then I finally can like take a breath, take a break. And now it's like, okay, panic over. What can I do? And to allow myself to like express that, to get to that point, is important. Because if I try to press forward without addressing like the way I feel, eventually I feel like I'm headed for a crash. I'd be headed for a serious breakdown if I just continue as is. And for other people, it's very different. I think for different people, it depends on who you are. And I don't know, it's just up to the individual, I guess. But I know for me, I know over time, like what has worked best for me, and denying something or ignoring something is not really necessarily an option, really. And so it was just interesting to have that kind of conversation. And I'm sorry, my camera keeps losing focus on my face. It's like, it's so distracted by the red on my shirt, it can't see my face. But anyway, I just wanted to share that, and I wanted to know if you have any thoughts on how do you typically handle something like a situation that seems a bit overwhelming. How is it that what do you do? Like, how do you allow yourself to react? Do you kind of just like leave it kind of alone because you know how because I just think it just comes down to the fact that a lot of us, some of us really know how our brains work, and what will get us to a place of clarity the fastest. And so I think that's really where it's at. And just understanding that individually we all process these things, we can process these things differently. So yes, I'd love to get your feedback, comments, questions, anything down below. And I just need another drink of tea. But in the meantime, I thank you so much for tuning in. And please stay safe and healthy. And I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye for now.